Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Heel Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Facebook for AEWramble episode 108. That's how you go home. Reviewing the August 23rd, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite with their Fyter Fest 2023 special. I am joined, as always. He is shuffling around, getting his composure, his wires connected and everything. He is the man of 50,000 subscribers, probably 51 as I said that. 51,000 subscribers coming up soon. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and AEW. But of course, as you've heard for the last couple of weeks, one final time on the AEWramble, it is Jimmy Macram.
Gentlemen,
I don't think you were plugged in there. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Hear you now.
What the fuck? So weird. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the show. I also enjoyed it. I love you all. Some of you distinctly more than others, but you all. Oh, real quick. This is a random complaint I have about wrestling fans in general. But I bring it all to you because you're the people and you can spread the message. Hypothetical question. Well, not hypothetical. It actually happened. But here's what I want you to do. Here was the question. Who is the greatest tag team of this generation? And it was the Young Bucks, the New Day, FTR, and the Usos. And then some cocksucker, no offense, responded, well, the Bucks are the most impactful, and FTR is the greatest in the ring. And just answer the fucking question. I don't ask for much. I don't need a whole soliloquy about how all four are great in their own right. That's not what I ask. From now on, somebody asks you a yes or no question or a multiple choice question, you just answer the question. That is all. That is all. I don't ask for much. That is it. Pick one.
Simple, to the point. That's a fair criticism. And we, as always with AEWramble, we start off the rails, not even on the rails. But that is a fair. What was your answer to that question, sir?
I didn't answer. I was too busy yelling at people. But if you made me answer, it would be FTR.
Okay. My answer is the Young Bucks.
I am shocked.
I know. I would be shocked too. I would be shocked too. So it's very close. It's very close. Those teams are definitely the Mount Rushmore of this generation, this current generation, though, as far as tag teams go.
Yeah, I can't think anybody else would be in the fucking conversation.
I mean, other than the Briscoes, but you know, yeah, unfortunate. But we got a comment in the live chat. Let us know what you thought about last night's AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest 2023. Send your best wishes to Jimmy in the live chat as well. And as always, you can send a super chat donation if you want your comment highlighted on screen, you want it read out, and you want to hear me and Jimmy's thoughts on your comment. You can send a super chat donation. That is the best way. Or you can become a member by hitting that join button and becoming a member for just $1 a month. We got ALW who says SP3 and Big Jim, what it do, fellas? We got Roxy who says good morning, everyone.
It's better. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, hear you much better now. We got Ricky who says great go home show. We got Louis who says Jericho gave up his LVP trophy for a night. So I've decided I'm going to say this on the upfront so people stay for the whole show. I'm going to name our awards that we give every single week. We give every single week on AEWramble, and I'm basing it on the people. We're gonna base it on the people that have won the award the most.
Ooh.
So for MVP, it kind of feels like it should be the Maxwell Jacob Freeman MVP award because he is far and away the person we've gave the MVP award to the most. But there is a couple of other names that have been said a lot, like because we've been doing this for 2 years. We've been doing this for 2021, so we've gone through a lot of different years with AEW here. So there is Bryan Danielson, who's won the award a lot. There is Kenny Omega, who's won the award a lot. I gave it to Kenny Omega out of the Elite. I was going to give it to the Elite, and the Elite would be very close to Jericho. But if you just separate the Elite and the Young Bucks, it is Kenny Omega is the top, and Hangman Adam Page. It is Kenny Omega who has the most out of that Elite bunch. CM Punk is also another person during his stretch with AEW. So those are kind of the 4 names that have won it the most. I think it is fair to kind of give it to MJF though, right?
Yeah, with relative ease.
So it is now the Maxwell Jacob Freeman MVP award. The LVP award, it pretty much comes down to 2 people.
Yep.
The Tony Khan award.
Goddamn right.
The Chris Jericho award.
Nope. Sold. Tony Khan. Sold.
Antoine Khan LVP award. Match of the night is the one that would be a little bit more interesting because you got guys like Orange Cassidy who's won it a lot. Orange Cassidy, Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega is another one that's in there. Those are kind of the 3 names that have won it the most times.
I mean, I love Dragon. Not playing Anaga. I love Dragon, but we'll see. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. Your discretion.
We'll leave it up to the chat. Wow, how about that? Let us know. Out of those 3 names, who do you think deserves to have the Match of the Night award named after it? And or depending on the comments, I'll star all the comments that answer the question. We will decide at the end what the Match of the Night is called. But we so far have the Antoine Khan LVP award and the Maxwell Jacob Freeman MVP award.
That's solid. That's solid work.
I agree. Roxy saying the dude wanted to write a whole dissertation talking about the person.
They went back and forth with me like he didn't do what he just did. Motherfucker. No, you didn't do that. I did answer the question. No, you did not, sir. Just fucking answered.
Romeo with a great shout saying great restraint there by Jimmy when you said Briscoes. Most people won't notice, but I noticed.
We're keeping it clean. We're keeping it clean from here on out. Briscoes are a great tag team. All-time great.
All-time great. But I would give them more of like they have a higher status as far as like if you just did 2000s or 2010s, they're more prevalent there. Whereas like I think we're basing these 4 on like the last 10 years.
Yes.
Where you could say in the last 10 years, the attention on the Briscoes died down a lot because of Ring of Honor. Because them being in Ring of Honor.
You can go with that, sure. That sounds all right. I mean, you could just say FTR fucking happiness. I will just say that they were brought to more prominence once again with the FTR matches. That's all.
With the FTR trilogy, 100%. 100%. I agree. We had to go. We got Ninja Mortis said last night was a mess, and I haven't watched the show, but you had to stop in for Jimmy's last show. There you go. See, look at Ninja Mortis. I remember when you and Ninja Mortis used to go at it. Look at that. He wants to be here.
I like Ninja Mortis. Just because somebody takes it off doesn't mean I don't like somebody. Ninja Mortis. Same thing with Frantic World. A whole bunch of these bums I like.
A bunch of bums I like. We got the Big Man Dogs who says the MJF MVP award does roll off the tongue. It does. It just sounds so natural. But yes, let us know who you think. We got a couple of people already putting in their votes, but we're going to discuss the August 23rd, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite, their Fyter Fest 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite. Before we do that, though, of course, we got to bring up any big news stories from this past week when it concerns AEW before we get into the actual show. And we would be amiss if we didn't bring up Cash Wheeler, Jimmy, since you brought up FTR being the best tag team of this generation. Get Wheeler getting arrested last Friday for aggravated assault charge. What did you think about that whole news story? Apparently, the matchup with the FTR and the Young Bucks will still go on at All In this coming Sunday. So, what do you think?
From what I read, I have no problem with what Cash did. Showing somebody your gun is the safest way to use a gun, quite frankly. Just let us motherfucker know. I'm not here for the bullshit. I suggest you beat it. And if somebody isn't, listen, I have a very, I won't say odd, I have a very distinct opinion when it comes to criminal charges and athletes. I don't believe they should be suspended or whatever for any criminal charges ever. Like, I don't care what they do. Murder, stabbing somebody in the parking lot. If they're not, that's the law's job. That's the law's job to arrest them. The only reason they should miss a game is because they're in prison. Otherwise, it's not the NFL's business. It's not AEW's business. Who gives a fuck? Let them wrestle. That's all. I'm sorry. Why am I in trouble? Because I've been accused of murder. When I've been convicted of murder. Fair enough. But whatever. Enough of this. Enough of these people. Fuck out of here.
Like, get off my porch. Get off my porch. What are we doing here?
This soft nonsense.
How did I know you would do this? You would say that.
I'm being a little extreme with the murder, but you get the point. Assault.
A little extreme.
Assault. Everything up to assault.
We got ALW says, are the New Day in the conversation? If not, is it because of being in WWE? They are the Usos' greatest rival. The New Day is definitely in the conversation. They've won the most tag team titles in this generation. They have become a big draw. They were a big draw for WWE, especially in their early years. So, yeah, I think they definitely deserve to be in a conversation. And they have a litany of great matches, not just against the Usos, against the likes of The Bar, Lucha Dragons. They were in a great tag team ladder match with. So, yeah, they've had great matches, not just with the Usos, with other great tag teams. They have been draws. They kind of check all the boxes of what you look for.
Yeah. I agree completely. And at least they were. I'm not sure if they stopped when I stopped watching. They were very entertaining, like just in general. I've never watched grown men gyrating their hips and have such a whimsical reaction.
Like, people don't realize if you like just started watching or you missed that time in WWE, people don't realize how big the New Day were. People don't realize how big the New Day got.
For a while, it was shocking.
It was
shocking.
We got a super chat donation from the good brother Trey Jones, who says, "This is for Jimmy." Look at that. See, we got to add that to your pot. You can add that to to the math that you got on your notepad there.
I think it was 55, so 65. Well, 64.99.
There you go. 64.99.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, sir. We got here. Yeah, he's like Annika said murder. Like I thought that was
maybe not murder.
Thought that was a little extreme.
So what is the murder? And then there's the big thing that happens in prisons and to women on the street. I don't want to get us in trouble. Murder, then that. And then underneath that, what would it be? Like aggravated assault? Aggravated assault and under.
Aggravated assault is like DUI is up there too. I'm sorry. Because you're putting other people. You could kill someone else.
You could, but if that happened, I'd be charged with homicide, and I wasn't. So no, DUI is fine. Free Jimmy Uso.
This guy, no, he's throwing in this one. Where's that energy for Jeff Hardy? Jeff Hardy?
That motherfucker, Jesus! How many times he get caught fucking DUI? How many DUIs he have? Oh my god!
JHL said we just from flashing guns to murder. Yeah, this is Jimmy Macram for you, ladies and gents.
Fair enough. Arrested is arrested.
My sounds like JL. My sounds like
Jimmy.
He's trying to. I was like JIMY. I was like, what? Jimmy sounds like he's trying to be Vince McMahon's lawyer against the feds.
Yes, I'm Team Vince on this. This is a hustle of the highest order. I know it. You know it. The only reason I'm not Team Vince completely is because I want him out of my wrestling programming. So I wish he would just leave on his own, but he won't. So he's got to get arrested. Sorry.
He's like, those are the rules. I guess those be the rules. So can you get arrested, please? Can you get arrested, please? Big Man Dog saying every great tag team needs a dangerous driver.
Oh, that's perfect. And so very true.
This is why the Young Bucks get Brandon Cutler to do all the driving.
Well, to be fair, they're not a great tag team. They're a great wrestler. And
will you stop? You're being
great wrestler and this guy.
Now they deserve to be in the greatest tag teams of this generation. But then they're not a great tag team. What?
Kobe and Kwame Brown, what a great duo. What a great duo they are.
That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous comparison.
You think
he could be a mid-level all-star.
A mid-level all-star? I thought you were going to say mid-level player. A mid-level all-star.
Mid-level all-star.
We'll go Kobe and Dirk Fisher, I guess. Kobe and Dirk Fisher. I'll give you Dirk Fisher. I'm not giving you an all-star. What?
Give me Lamar Odom. Give me crackhead Lamar Odom. Give me crackhead Lamar Odom. Give me that. We got in memory of Terry Funk to start off the show. What did you not to bring us down again on the show, but Terry Funk, losing him yesterday. I know he's somebody that you remember from first watching wrestling, one of the guys that we kind of all remember from those times and in different generations, whether it be his time in WWF as Chainsaw Charlie, the ECW run, but you were one of my friends that kind of got me into like the 80s when we were like 1-2 years old, when I got a little bit older, and made me rewatch like the Flair rivalry from 1989 and stuff like that. But his stuff goes back to like the Japan stuff. I've watched his match with Jumbo Tsuruta from All Japan Pro Wrestling back in the late 70s. But so much history from Terry Funk. What's your thoughts on losing him yesterday?
One of the best ever. One of the greatest promos ever. It's consistently, every time I watched him, I just felt like I'm not entirely sure what he's about to do. He feels kind of unhinged, quite frankly. Not sure if this is all scripted or not, but I'm here for whatever the fuck's going on. His rivalry with Flair is probably my favorite era of his. Their match in '89 for the trilogy with fucking Steamboat. I thought was perfect. He's gonna be one of those underrated guys. He's gonna be like Moses Malone, who should be in everybody's top 15, but just kind of forget. I hope we don't. Terry was great.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of people that, especially in the industry and then fans of the industry, that won't let a lot of fans forget about Terry Funk, but definitely a very important figure in wrestling history, the hardcore legend, responsible for a lot of guys' careers getting on the map, like Mick Foley, Tommy Dreamer, guys like that. So, yeah, great guy. So, our thoughts and prayers to the family and friends and fans of Terry Funk. But Dynamite itself kicked off with what we thought was going to be the opening matchup of the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Bullet Club Gold's Juice Robinson and Austin and Colton Gunn, with Jay White in their corner. The Guns made their entrance, and then immediately the brawl started on the ramp, and we just got a crazy brawl, and it wasn't the usual crazy brawl that we get on Dynamite before a match starts, Jimmy, where it just goes in crazy brawl and then the bell rings. They just kept brawling. I was like, this is a great change of pace. Juice Robinson brings in a steel chair. He hits Nick Jackson with it. He's about to nail him on the back with it, but referee Rick Knox tries to take the chair away. So Juice Robinson just stalls back and hits him with the left hand from God, just knocking his ass out. So this match is completely thrown out at this point. Jay White is getting involved, beating down the Elite. The Elite eventually make a comeback. We get a great one-on-one sequence between Switchblade Jay White and Kenny Omega, previewing what I think is going to be a great singles match, because they had a great singles match back when Jay White had just came back from excursion in New Japan back in 2018. He's so much better now, and Kenny Omega's on the top of his game. It's going to be a great match, and this was a great preview here, but this preview was cut off by Konosuke Takeshita, who got involved into this brawl, laying out Kenny Omega, kind of decapitating him with a big lariat. At this point, it looked like the Elite were all dead and dusted, with Bullet Club Gold taking out the Young Bucks, but it was FTR, the Young Bucks opponents for this Sunday at All In, once again coming out, making the save for the Young Bucks, starting a brawl with Bullet Club Gold, going after their former rivals Jay White and Juice Robinson, as all eight of those men were fighting on the floor and then fighting to the back. Takeshita and Omega were in the ring, and it was a great energy from the crowd and just a great little preview of what I think is going to be a great singles match, probably at All Out in 2 weeks. But this was a great preview for what we're going to see at All In on Sunday, potentially All Out then following Sunday. Kenny Omega looked like he was going to get the advantage here, hit a V trigger and then went for the one ringed angel, but Takeshita was able to escape, and then after pointed to the All In sign, telling Kenny he would see him this Sunday. I thought this was a nice change of pace to start off with just a crazy brawl and not even get into the matchup. So I thought this was a fun way to promote not just the big trios matchup of Bullet Club Gold and Takeshita versus Golden Elite. It also was FTR making the save for the Young Bucks, so helped out in their buildup as well. So I thought it was a nice, effective segment here. What did you think?
Yes, FTR saving them twice. I'm sure Matt Jackson will be very appreciative when he gets to talk about it. I thought this brawl was fun. I gotta be honest. Part of me wants to get mad that they just booked that match so they could have this fucking brawl, advertise something they didn't plan on delivering. But you know what? Fuck it. I enjoyed it. Juice, to me, I can't believe how much I've turned around on Juice.
Yo, you went. You. This might be the biggest 180 you've ever done on a person on this show.
Well, there's Juice. There's Nick Jackson. And Britt Baker. Britt Baker twice now. From worthless to amazing, and from amazing to she's just there. But this was great. All of this was fantastic. I loved how Omega looked like fucking Super Saiyan compared to everybody else. I really wish they would let Takeshita get the last word. I told you he continues to look like just a guy. Yes, even in that fantastic leather jacket, he looks like just a guy.
If they are doing the singles match at All Out, he needs to look strong next week. He needs to destroy Omega on his own.
Yes,
no help.
Yes, and I'd put him over. Quite frankly, with the help of Jay White, if need be. But I'm putting him over. Fuck it.
Or Don Callis. Make that the theme. Callis is always the X factor in Kenny Omega losing.
this was fun. I thought it was a great way to start the show. And it's nice to see the Young Bucks kick things off instead of closing because they're not a draw. Sorry, the math said so. Sorry to break the news to you. We can blame Matt Jackson if we want. But I'm just saying what the math says.
Got some love for Terry Funk in the chat here. Louis with a great line here saying the only Terry I recognize as an all-timer. I agree. Wow. We got Around the Point saying Terry Funk forever. We got ALW talking about this segment saying this clusterfuck was fun. We got Trey who says Takeshita came in with a wicked lariat. He indeed
wicked
did.
Lariat. Where the fuck are you from, sir? Boston? A wicked lariat.
That's a wicked lariat, man. We got Roxy who says, I thought this was different for AEW. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm kind of getting on the Jimmy side of anything different. I will be excited about. And I was like, when they just threw out the match, I was like, okay, I'm for this. Neither team needed to lose. Like, yes, the obvious choice was the Elite beat Bullet Club Gold, but how does that work for what you're trying to build as a new faction warfare here? And seriously. So this was the right choice.
Yeah, Bullet Club Gold's on the rise. Leave them alone. Let them rock.
Yes. Let them rock. They are doing wonderful. It's basically DX in Bullet Club form.
It is. And it's kind of egregious, but you know what? Fuck it.
And it works on so many levels. It's the second version of DX. It's Jay as Trips, it's Juice as X-Pac, and it's the Guns as the Outlaws. And
it's Jay White. What is the cardboard thing called? I keep saying it.
Cardblade is China.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. That is great. Oh my God. No, but I heard the great idea. I think it was yesterday when we were talking about. I believe we started talking about Bullet Club Gold on our Multiverse United review when we were talking about the Bullet Club's matchup on that show. And we were talking about how Bullet Club Gold is great. And I was telling them the whole DX analogy. And they came up with the best idea.
Oh my God.
Nyla Rose as their China. Imagine segments with Juice, Nyla, and the Guns. Oh my God.
That is entertaining. But then you're not China. You're just funny chick in the group.
Yes.
I'm not mad at it. I'm here for Nyla Rose.
I'm here for Nyla Rose getting any type of spotlight.
Cardblade J-board.
Cardblade J-board. Absolutely. Indeed. We got big bad dogs. With
it's Cardboard J-blade.
No, they call them Cardblade. They call them Cardblade.
No way.
Yeah, they call them Cardblade. They call them Cardblade. I know that much. That's
Trey
the one
Jones?
thing I do.
Apologies. That was your credit. Sorry, sir.
Yes. Trey Jones was the one who said Nyla Rose as China. Nyla Rose as China. Great job, Trey. Next week, it's gonna be hard to determine what was my favorite segment of the night because I enjoyed a lot of this. Like, I enjoyed the first segment because it's change of pace. This segment I enjoyed because it's like it could go either way. He could be the most genuine person in the world, or this is all full of shit. That's how I was at the end of this segment here. As MJF, the AEW World Champion, sat down with Renee Paquette to talk about AEW All In. And MJF says that he says how tight his trunks are going to be with 80,000 people chanting his name. He's like, I'm the British Bulldog. If he was Jewish and a good public speaker, if the fans chant for him, for MJF at a Wembley Stadium, he'll buy them all a pint. And Renee says, really? And MJF says in a whisper, no, of course not, Renee. I'm gonna get that Mark Tony Khan to pay for it. We can edit that out, right? Yes, good. He is ready to show that he is the best when he wrestles twice at All In. And he said he can't believe that schmuck got him wrestling twice. But they move on to their relationship and they outline. And it's crazy. When they did this video, Jimmy, I just thought about our conversation after their matchup in June was, how are they going to get us to Wembley Stadium? And I was like, going back, it's like crazy. to think back 2 months ago, we were wondering how they were going to get us to Wembley Stadium and how they were going to make it feel like a AEW World Championship matchup. And they have one of the best buildups for a pay-per-view world title match they've ever done. So we see clips of the two of them, and MJF says that he's not trying to work us, but Cole has made him a better person. He understands why people wouldn't believe him and wouldn't trust him, and for once he's vulnerable. He's liked us to go with him and to be vulnerable with him. And he says that he's ready to not just be a scumbag, he's ready to be our scumbag. I still have no idea where this is going, but my oh my, has MJF kind of knocked out the park babyface promos on back-to-back weeks. Last week, he was the determined babyface who will do anything to keep his title. This week, he's the genuine, vulnerable babyface. But at the end of this, when Renee says, can't wait to see what you're going to do this Sunday, and he said, I can't wait to do it with my best friend. I was like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. He's a liar. I was like, so full of shit. At the end of it, I was with him the whole time. I was like, this actually could be very genuine and come from the heart. And then when he said that, I was like, no, he's putting it on. He's putting it on heavy. He's putting it on hard. Jimmy, what did you think about this promo from MJ?
I hope he never, ever fully turns babyface. And he just continues to like go on these weird face runs for like weeks at a time, just so all you idiots can buy in, and then he fucks you in the end. You're like, what? Again? I can't believe it. He was like, a week with Punk, and now I'm not sure how long this one's been. A few weeks at this point. Next one would be a couple months. It
was like 3 weeks ahead of Full Gear, or like a month. It was like a month and a half ahead of Full Gear, where he was a baby face.
You were like, oh, I think, right. The same shit every fucking time. You will buy it. I'm here for it. This is great though. MJF is impossibly charismatic, and is a great promo. And I like him as a pretend babyface. Like if this was an actual babyface, this is not MJF. Insert generic babyface here. This would be disgusting. Who wants to hear somebody talk about their best friend? What is this? The 70s? I don't hear about this corny ass shit. But because it's a villain, it's funny and it's entertaining. This is great. I don't know who's turning. It should be fun. This is an all-timer for me.
It's one of the best. It's tough.
Don't do it.
I think we're gonna determine at the end where it ranks as far as all-time AEW World Championship pay-per-view main events, as far as builds. We'll determine that. We're gonna talk about everything they did on this show, and then we'll reflect back on it.
It has before champion?
For the AEW World Championship. Safet says Adam Cole might turn on MJF, and I've been on that for a couple of weeks. Safet says I like this promo, and I think a bunch of us did as well. But we were 18 minutes into the show before the bell rang for our first matchup.
Thank God.
That's a change of place. Change of pace.
Right. And it wasn't a fucking Vince McMahon promo or Triple H promo, just because shit was happening.
And boy, oh boy, did they give us a hell of a matchup, too. We had Jon Moxley going one-on-one with Rey Fenix for the first time in AEW. And this is the type of matchups I love. Being an older wrestling fan, if I could explain this matchup to someone in a sentence, those are the best matchups for me. We have Crazy High Flyer getting battered by a hardcore brawler until the Crazy High Flyer just never gives up and comes back using his speed and agility. And that's basically the story of this whole entire matchup. Moxley battered and beat down Fenix all around ringside in the ring. A big curb stomp right on the floor, which really gave him the advantage in the matchup. Rey Fenix would never give up, never stay down, regardless of how many times Moxley would hit him with something and batter him. He made his comeback, made a few reversals, countered, hit a rolling, Moxley countered a rolling cutter into a choke, but he takes it to the mat, but Phoenix was able to flip out, hit a rolling cutter. He hit a crazy frog splash at another point. He was just using his agility, using his speed, and keeping Moxley on his back foot. Both of these guys had the crowd on the edge of their seat towards the end here, and they just gave us a thrilling, compelling matchup for nearly 14 minutes. This match goes 13 minutes, 45 seconds. It ends with both men fighting on the top rope, with Moxley hitting a super Death Rider, which Fenix somehow is able to kick out of before Moxley is able to put him into the rear naked choke, and Fenix fights. He fights and he fights before he passes out and he loses via referee stoppage. Jon Moxley getting the win here, and I thought this was an excellent bout. One of the better Dynamite matches I think that we've seen on the show since like Blood and Guts, which was a month ago. Then after the match, it got better. I thought the post-match was even better here. As Blackpool Combat Club got into the ring with a crowbar, you had Wheeler Yuta blasting Rey Fenix in the face with the damn crowbar. You had Eddie Kingston and Penta El Zero Miedo. They came out to make the save, but they're stopped by the returning Ortiz, who has a mad ball in his hand. And then behind them, the returning Santana. It happened, Jimmy. I called it last week, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you need to watch AEWramble. This is why we shouldn't end this show. You get Jimmy giving you honest criticism and Negro Damas, SP3, Santana Ortiz is back, baby. New York, stand up! Santana and Ortiz, they attack. Santana attacks Penta. Meanwhile, Ortiz blasts Eddie Kingston with the mad ball. He then takes out Penta with the mad ball. This is a full-on chaos. Rey Fenix is knocked out in the ring after the crowbar shot. You then have Orange Cassidy and the Best Friend comes down to the ring to make the save to run off Blackpool Combat Club and Santana and Ortiz, and then medical officials and referees come out, medical attendants and the doctor come out to look after Rey Fenix as he is eventually stretchered out. And then, of course, you have the awkward transition of Excalibur having to do a FanDuel ad read in a serious voice. In a serious voice. But I will say, got to give AEW credit on this one. They did a terrific job of staying with this after the commercial. We come back from commercial. They actually show us a replay because they didn't get a good shot of Wheeler Yuta knocking out Rey Fenix with the crowbar, so we're able to see that. And then we go backstage to see Rey Fenix being stretchered and put into the ambulance, and it drives off. Renee Paquette comes up to Eddie Kingston and tries to get an interview, and he says, "Get this mic out of my face. Get this mic out of my face." He was like, it's you gotta come up here. You saw what your husband just did? He was like, "You want me to fix it? Oh, I'll fix it, all right. I'll fix it in London." It is on, and now it is 5-on-5 Stadium Stampede. It's going to be Eddie Kingston, Penta El Zero Miedo, Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor, the Best Friends, versus the Blackpool Combat Club's Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Santana and Ortiz, turning their back on Eddie Kingston and aligning with his worst enemy and his former best friend. What did you think about the post-match? What did you think about Phoenix versus Moxley and everything else?
I actually loved Phoenix versus Moxley. It's Moxley's best match in a long while. No, Ishii wasn't very good. I thought it was a great match up to the finish. Finish made me sick. Throw the whole finisher away. He keeps doing more with his finisher because it keeps you make it worthless, sir. The finisher isn't inherently worthless. You just keep making it worthless. First, it was what is he called? The original one, double arm DDT. What was that?
The Paradigm Shift.
It was great. It was clean. It was swift. But then he fucking raped it, so you got to go with something else. So then we go with this Death Rider thing, which looks awkward to me. It looks like a suplex. I don't like the way it looks at all.
Looks like a butterfly suplex sometimes.
Yeah, it's horrendous. But then he ruins that by people kick out of it. All right, so now we're going to the top row, and then we already kicked out of that. What are we doing? Just throw the whole finish away. We're done with it. We don't need it. Let's move on. Moxley stinks. No, he doesn't stink. But
went from one thing being upset about it.
Sorry.
The whole person stinks.
All right. Woosah. His ability to keep his finishers interesting and powerful stink. How's that? He's a fantastic promo, the best 2-minute promo in the business, and he's a decent enough wrestler. He's not Steve Austin, Annika, but he's decent enough.
Wait, you're telling me this is not Steve Austin?
Weapon in hand, too. And Blackpool Combat Club, they better wear out Kenny as long as they can. Because Hangman's going to come out here.
Those stomps are so horrendous.
Always so good. It's always so good.
Yeah, match is very good. I thought the styles mixed rather well. And I thought they got plenty of time to do what they wanted. The post-match, so stomps. Post-match, I thought was shocking. Eddie and Ortiz were feuding before this, right?
They had their whole disagreement during the whole House of Black Eddie Kingston rivalry. Yeah.
Right. So this was a nice wrap-up, we'll call it, to it. We're officially done, and Santana's back, and we're all bad guys. And I'm kind of here for it.
It's like we're basically resuming all of the Eddie Kingston rivalries that stopped because he had to end his feud with Chris Jericho last summer.
Yeah, what the I really hope we get some more Eddie on TV. I can't believe how good he is. Even that short segment with Renee, you could feel like there's a relationship there, but Eddie's a psychopath, so this could go sideways any minute. I was here for it.
Oh man. I thought this was a really good segment. And of course, we should also mention that the whole reason they did the angle to write off Rey Fenix is because he has basically travel visa issues that have basically him from being a part of All In this year.
I need somebody to explain to me why this is not wrapped up before Wednesday. That is shocking.
Before you announce the match. Before you announced the match last week, you just it's not like you announced the match weeks ago. You announced the match last week.
Did they forget he had issues? Did fucking Rey Fenix forget he had issues? That seems wild. Oh, whatever. Fuck it.
It's because Rey Fenix is basically trying to get residency in the United States, so he hasn't left the United States.
So you got to stay there for a certain amount of time before you get residency. How do they not know this?
Jesus. Hey.
Embarrassment. Oh. We don't have a guy we can just hire? We don't have a guy we can hire to do these things? To fucking CM Punk ban him from Dynamite as well? Daniels? Like, what are we doing? Jesus.
We got Attica says love Renee and Eddie's relationship. I love it too. It's very much like a stepsister, stepbrother type relationship, or
but not the porn kind.
Sister-in-law. Yeah, sister-in-law.
Brother, stepbrother, stepsister. It sounds like a porno. I've seen plenty of those. But no, you're my stepbrother. Like, ugh. Jesus.
We don't want to know what type of porn you like, sir. Roxy says Jimmy can't quit the ramble. How else will he release his anger and rants? Where your therapy, Jimmy?
That's true.
He's like, you got me there. He got me there. Big Man Dog says this was a very good match. We saw Roxy says, see what I mean? Where your therapy? It's like she had to reiterate. We got Big Man Dogs who says stomp in a mud tent. Annika says, that you, Jimmy? They had until May to get this sorted out.
It's shocking. It's like he just realized he can't travel? What? Oh my God. It's a fucking amateur hour.
Next we get to earlier today. We show footage of Renee Paquette once again. Renee was. Can we just say Renee Paquette is like we gotta say she's the honorable mention MVP award. Like she every week she's
the workhorse,
especially this week. They put her in the ringer. She was in everything. but she's interviewed Sammy Guevara earlier today, and the former Jericho Appreciation Society members, Cool Hand, Angelo Parker, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and Daniel Garcia approach him. The 2.0 basically asks him, why did he help Jericho last week? And Sammy says that Jericho is his friend, and they ask him, when is your friend going to be there for you? 2.0 walks away, and Daniel Garcia just looks at him, looks him up and down, and then walks away. I was like, yo, that was the perfect response from Garcia. What did you think?
I thought we were done with this. Now I feel like this leads to a reunion of the JAS as baby faces, and I'm kind of sick to my stomach. This was the least interesting part of the night, with relative ease.
Probably so. Yeah, I agree. What was probably okay? I think we would be in agreement. See, I don't think we're gonna have many agreements as far as what was like the best segment of the night, because there's a lot of options for that. But I think there's no question on what's the segment that surprised everybody the most last night, as we had the contract signing for Chris Jericho and Will Ospreay at AEW All In. And Don Callis was the first to get on the mic, and he said that he can't wait for Ospreay to destroy Chris Jericho once and for all at Wembley Stadium. You have Don Callis explain that he chose Will Ospreay over Chris Jericho because he wants to make history and not watch history. And with Will Ospreay, when he beats Chris Jericho and destroys him and ends his career, he will have his hand in more history, like always. This brings the mic to Will Ospreay, who, man, knocked this out of the park. As far as emoting, this man is the Exodus version of Eddie Kingston, of Dax Harwood. As far as real emotions in a promo, this was one of the better additions of it, as Will Ospreay basically gets on the mic and talks about wanting to get money and saying that this is the most important match for him. And he says, what is this, a vanity project for Chris Jericho, a chance for him and his band to play some music? He says that he needs to get all this money to put his Fozzy is performing at All In. To get money to put his stepkid through school. He says that he's actually working at Indy the day before just to get as much money as he can. He says this is the most important match of his career, because when he beats Chris Jericho, he would become the first man to beat Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, and Chris Jericho in 2 months. And that comes at the perfect time, because in 6 months' time, his contract is coming up, and he is already the best in the world, and he's better than everyone around here. He's better than the Elite. He's better than Danielson. He's better than Punk. And he's better than you. Jericho's legacy is just rocket fuel for his future. And he signs the contract. You get
fuck
Chris
you
Jericho.
up, bruv.
What, fuck you up, bruv? He was like, you thinking this serious, bruv? He's like, I need this money to put my kid through school, bruv. Oh my god. Yeah, like this was as real. He sounded like an Exodus gangster. Like he was the whole fuck. He walks, talks, looks so British. So British.
The soccer hooligan.
Jericho responds. He takes off his jacket for some reason, and he talks about how he knew Ospreay would be great. And he says that he heard all the pundits, the Dave Meltzers of the world, and they would talk about how Will Ospreay was so great, and he was gonna be great, and he was doing this style. Jericho talks about how important this match is to him, but how important it is because he's versing Will Ospreay, because 5 years ago he called Will Ospreay and he told him to tone that shit down, and that he would wind up in a wheelchair like his hero, the Dynamite Kid.
Jesus.
So he says that he takes credit for what Will Ospreay has been able to become a top guy, to become a top star in New Japan, and the fact that he's not in a wheelchair today. Will Ospreay can thank Chris Jericho for that. and he says that this match is important to him. He says this match, Wembley Stadium, is bigger than WrestleMania, is bigger than the Tokyo Dome. It's the biggest match of his career. He says that he will prove his legacy in front of 80,000. He signs the contract, and he says that he can once again take credit for the fact that Will Ospreay is not in a wheelchair like his other hero, Hayabusa. And hearing the name Hayabusa was enough for Will Ospreay to smack the mic out of Jericho's hand. Jericho blasts Ospreay, and the brawl was on. This felt like a UFC weigh-in. This felt like a UFC weigh-in. This did not feel like a contract signing. This was one of the more captivating promo exchanges that we have seen on AEW Dynamite in a very long time. And I give 100% of the credit to Will Ospreay. It felt like Will Ospreay brought the great promo out of Jericho because he was so real. And the fans went from wanting this man to
outrageous.
sitting down, sitting on their hands and listening. When he said, "Pipe down, bruv," they did pipe down. Yo, I was amazed. I have thought Will Ospreay has improved on the mic. I've thought this for the past 2-3 years now since he became a main event player in New Japan. But I didn't think he could do this on this stage at this time, and just the emotion, the facial expressions, the body language, everything was top notch. That's a top guy who cut that promo there. What did you think of Ospreay and Jericho here?
I was shocked. First of all, shocked to see what Ospreay looked like that. He usually doesn't dress that way. He looked like they pulled one of those drunk psychopaths out of a soccer crowd and just fucking put him in the ring. he talks like that. His voice is all deep and shit. It's like, yo, sorry, I need you to calm down. I loved it. I loved every word of it. I loved how serious he sounded. Jericho was fine. I don't know if I want to go. I don't want to use this analogy because it's a little disrespectful, though their politics may line up. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall talked about how they first did the NWO promos, those vignettes paid for by New World Order, how they would cut their shit and they would like it, and then Hogan would go into his 1980s fucking, it's like, ugh, all right, we gotta cut this shit up. That's kind of how I felt watching Jericho. Like Ospreay's all real and shit, and it was just like, oh, here comes Jericho with his horse shit. But it was not that bad. It was fine. It was close to good Jericho. Pipe down, bruv. Like, holy shit.
Pipe down, bruv.
Kind of abusive stepfather. This is oh, shit. He's great. I kind of feel, when Cena got good in the ring, that's kind of how I feel about the inverse of this. Which is like, oh shit, he can talk now. What the fuck is going on? This is great. He deserves all the money in the world. Get it.
I love that more. I loved. It was fun watching John Cena, become a great character and be great on the mic, and then eventually get the wrestling 10 years later.
He's your guy. Don't knock him.
Yeah, he is my guy. But nearly 10 years later, it matched up with where he was as a character and as a promo. But I enjoyed more of seeing Bryan Danielson become a great talker. I enjoyed that more, and that's what I felt like watching Will Ospreay over the last 3 years, and then this moment here. This felt like, damn. This felt like the Bryan retirement speech. I think that was when everybody was like, damn, he was a great talker too. I think everybody realized it too late. Too late was the retirement speech, but then we eventually got his return speech and the Planet Champion era, and then what he's done in AEW promo wise as well. So we've been able to appreciate it more the last couple of years, but you don't realize there was some tough times being an ROH fan and watching those. You remember those weekly ROH videos they used to put out with promos? Yeah, it wasn't always good. It wasn't. He had the Pain's Temporary, Price Forever promo, which I thought was that was the glimmer of hope that he could cut great promos even back then. But it was few and far between until he got to WWE and learned the ways.
How old is Ospreay?
He's 30.
Wow. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Wow. That's not the answer I was expecting. Okay. Yeah, assuming. Wow. 30 years old. And he just hit his peak Or when was his peak? He hit his prime. He might not have peaked yet. Flair didn't peak till he was 40.
Yeah, I think like he just hit his prime like maybe like 2 years ago. He started his prime.
Yeah.
He's still got at least maybe 10 years if he stays on this path of how his style is now. I think that he could get on like 10 more years out of his prime.
Well, Flair was amazing from 79 till 97. So, what's that? 18 years?
Yeah.
Man, I look forward to it.
But we can't judge everybody right with Flair.
I understand.
Like look at someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin was great from 97 to 02. 5 years. He had probably the greatest 5-year stretch of anyone ever, but still, it's only 5 years.
Oh, so as long as nobody drops dummy on his neck, we should be fine, right?
Yeah, it should be fine.
If we just listen to other professional wrestlers saying you don't do a tombstone pile driver that way, we'll be great. Owen's a great dad and a great person and great whatever. I know we have to fucking start everything that way. I'm just saying.
We got Anaga says, yeah, Jericho did all right, but let's be honest, it took world class Will Ospreay for him to get to all right.
That's fair.
That is fair. That's it. Fair. We got Ninja Mortis saying Jimmy not wanting to be disrespectful. What? Where's Mr. Disclaimer? We are nearly an hour into the show. You have not got a disclaimer.
We're keeping it clean. We're professionals here. You never know who's watching. Might have fucking one of those. I'll be nice. One of those people with like. I was gonna say.
I'll be nice.
One of those. I was gonna say one of those losers with the website watching. They want to fucking put us on their show. Who knows?
You never know.
I won't go on because I don't like you, but SP3 might want to go on.
I don't like you. I'm not going on there. Next weekend, Renee Paquette once again with a sit-down interview, this time with the challenger for AEW All In, Adam Cole. They look at a highlight.
Got the MJF tan.
He's been tanning with them too. They do a highlight package of his friendship with MJF, and he talks about how important this match is and how he's been a champion everywhere he's been except for AEW, and this match is a part of his legacy, and he can't wait to be in front of 80,000 and win both the ROH World Tag Team titles and the AEW World Championship. Then we get Renee, who brings up Roderick Strong and the Kingdom, and the fact that they have been having some issues with MJF and Adam Cole's friendship, and seeing the cracks in that friendship. And we see highlights of Adam Cole and some things that I didn't even notice at the time, of Cole looking at the title at certain points, even after the whole, when MJF got mad at him for looking at the title too long. It was other times where he hugs him and he's looking at the title and stuff. So I like that they brought that up and proposed this. And that's all it took for this man to go from jolly old smiling Adam Cole to pissed off Adam Cole. He said, why don't people get it that we are friends? There are no issues between me and Max. None. That's the second time in the night Renee caught a stray for somebody else's behavior. But what did you think about this? Thou protests too much if you were not about to turn.
I don't know what I want, but I do know I do want to heal Adam Cole. I don't know how we get there. It feels like
I do too. Like I want MJF to keep doing what he's doing. He don't have to have the major turn or whatever. We can just keep doing what we're doing. But him finally trusting someone, and then that person turning on him. I think that's a great story. That's just a great story. And Adam Cole is they have done a wonderful job of sowing the seeds for if this is leading to the Adam Cole heel turn. And we'll talk about what happened at the end of the night, where it was another one where I was just like, yeah, because we're always seeing with both of them, they're all on the edge of turning. But with MJF, it's heat of the moment. It's the heat of the moment that he overreacts when he sees Cole looking at the title too long, pushes him. When Cole pushes him, like stuff like that. When they lose the tag team titles, these all heat of the moment issues. With Adam Cole, it's not heat of the moment. It's really it's non-verbal communication. You are seeing that the thought process of he's thinking about, is this the right time to do it? Is this the right time? Should I do it now or maybe later?
I like Annika's idea. It's just everything should end with Roddy getting beat up. It's just funny. Louis' idea is not bad either. Kingdom taking out Cole mid-entrance. That'd be fun. Then he gets beat up in a fucking MJF gets beat up in a handicap match essentially. Which would explain why he's not on the main show instead on the pre-show. That would work. I don't know. I will say this is impressive. I find this to be. I'm not going to take like the big 3-year thing, but like if we take any 1 month, 2 month portion of the bloodline, this is. I'm not gonna say it's as good as that, but it's up there. I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
I must say.
It feels like Sammy Honorary Uce time. Those like the fall months. Last fall, those months of Sammy and the Honorary Usos, where every week it was highlight after highlight. They're the best thing on the show. It's far and away. That's where we're at with MJF and Adam Cole, where they have the most compelling thing, the most thing that you want to see every week, and it progresses at a reasonable rate every single week,
right?
As well.
So now we just got to land the Survivor Series turn. I need them to hit the finish here. Better be fucking good.
Hopefully but that's the thing with this. There's so many different options because they don't have to do the turn at all. And do you think they have to do the turn there? I don't think they do.
Okay, you got to give me a strong finish. What is your strong finish? Because it can't be a roll up. Adam Cole and MJF can't win with a roll up. So you got to give me a finish. What's the finish? What's the boom? This chapter's done.
It kind of feels like we're after this show. It kind of feels like the right finish is Roderick Strong and the Kingdom help Adam Cole win the AEW World Championship.
But like a turn.
Yeah, Adam Cole aligns himself with the Kingdom, and we end the night with Adam Cole, the new AEW World Championship, and the new top heel in AEW. And MJF just lost the biggest match of his career because he trusted somebody.
Oh my God.
That feels like that's the right choice.
Would be
that's
great.
how I feel in my heart. That's the right choice to end on Sunday. But there are other options of
like what?
Them being on the same page, of Roddy and the Kingdom trying to get Adam Cole to cheat, and Adam Cole chooses not to. He doesn't feel like it's the right time. I don't know how you go around that. But there is other options. I just feel like that's the best option.
All I know is the last time a motherfucker named Tony Khan had a whole bunch of great options, he chose the only one that didn't work. And that was that women's fucking Owen Hart tournament a year ago. I never let that shit go. That shit is shocking. You can tell me he's got a whole bunch of great options if you say so. I just know there are a couple bad ones, and I guarantee one of those get picked. Fucking MJF wins with the roll up, and then fucking we go up there with some weird stare down. Boo.
No, they hug each other. End the show. That's how it ends like he is really British Bulldog and Cole is Bret Hart.
Jesus. We'll see.
Trey Jones said Cole can fake an injury in the tag match. Yeah, because there has to be a reason why Cole talked MJF into this match on the pre-show.
Didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It is. We got Chase who said, we got first Rickety who says Cole wins and MJF is injured from tag match. Oh, MJF gets injured in the tag match. I can see that. Chase says SP3. I'm with you 1000%. We got Louis says Adam Cole does a kangaroo kick to take out Max after faking being injured before the tag. Imagine. Big Man Dog says, I think they need to do need a big development for this main event to feel big.
Yes. Fucking yes. You need something to punctuate it. A decision needs to be made. We're in the end of the first act. We need a big thing.
They could do a babyface versus babyface battle and MJF wins clean, and then after the match they do the turn.
Yeah, I'm fine. Whatever. As long as there's a big development.
Yeah.
The smallest development we could have would be somebody wins clean, but like definitive. That's the least I will accept.
And that can be used as the turning point for Adam Cole to be like, all right, now's the time. Now's the time. I'm done. Hey, I did all this to be your friend, to get this match, did it fair, played by the rules, and lost. Now it's time to turn. And then that has to end with probably Adam Cole winning the AEW World Championship, regardless. Like this story, I feel like this story to really feel like it made a change, it has to end with Adam Cole as a heel, as the AEW World Champion. That's how I feel both guys would gain a lot from this feud.
Agreed. And more importantly, but I can't see who's after Adam Cole. You say Darby, I don't see it. Sorry. I mean, you can do the punk
I don't
feud
see
again.
him going back to the baby faces now. Like you kind of have to. You've done this twice of tease this babyface turn, or go against it. Or at least go against it. I understand your feeling of you don't want to see the character change. I agree with you. I don't want to see the character change, but he can't work to get the fans to boo him anymore. That's what he can't do anymore. That's where I feel his character is at.
All right, I'm gonna get into all the potential MJF contenders here, but yeah, agreed on most counts.
Yeah. Next, we had what is this? Only our second match of the whole entire show.
My God,
I'm fine with this, actually.
Yes, please. By the way, Collision was just as mid as Dynamite was last week. The fuck?
Really? I actually gave that week to Collision. Because I thought it was
but
it was just slightly better. Yeah, it was just slightly better. I thought both shows were quite mid last week.
It's like they're trying to keep them close. I don't agree with this philosophy. This stunk. Why are we doing this?
Christian and Darby, though, that was great.
Right.
Collision has become this, like I said last week, Collision has become a show where you can guarantee you're going to have one great match. That's all they're giving you on a weekly basis. It's not the era of Dynamite where they were giving us multiple great matches. That was even just a couple of months ago they were doing that. Now we're in the era where we only get one great match from Dynamite, one great match from Collision.
Yeah, the main event was amazing. I thought the Punk thing in the beginning was fun.
Yeah, that was fine. That was fine. I think they needed a stronger build, especially considering that this week's Collision is taped. I thought they would have done something a little bit bigger for Punk and Joe. But
same, but I trust Punk to sell me with a promo of some kind this week.
Hopefully they did a pre-tape, because it looks like from the spoilers they didn't do an in-ring promo.
What the fuck? Fucking Tony Khan stinks. And I gotta blame CM Punk too. This is where you're supposed to use your creative control clause.
Exactly.
Doesn't work for me, brother. And then you fucking cut your promo. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. So what is it? You have a 7 to 10? I mean, 7 out of 10? 7 to 3?
Yeah, 7 to 3 so far.
When do we call the fight?
I think it's gonna be 7 to 4 though.
This was a great episode.
Yeah, and looking at the spoilers, it's just that 8-man all-star tag, really, on Collision this week.
Collision for the first time to me this week feels like it's a back when Raw and SmackDown were together. Like we're just following up on the shit we did on.
Yeah. It's like when they used to tape Raw and SmackDown on the same night. Remember when they used to do that? It just always
bad idea that was.
Yeah. But it's kind of out their hands as far as this week, because I think most of them are leaving to London today.
Oh wow.
Darby Allin and Nick Wayne versus the Mogul Embassy. Swerve Strickland and AR Fox was next. This was a tornado tag team matchup, and this matchup just went from 0 to 100 real quick. Like they started brawling early on, and then they just started pulling out these crazy spots. You had the Mogul Embassy busted open. Nick Wayne had him bleeding in front of his damn mama in the front row. You had Darby Allin hitting a big coffin drop off the top rope to the floor onto both Fox and Swerve. We come back from break, and Wayne is being suplexed on the floor by Fox. Neckbreaker gives Swerve 2 as Allin made the save for Nick Wayne. They start fighting on the apron at one point. This is where we get a big moonsault by Nick Wayne, followed by the coffin drop by Darby Allin, taking out the Embassy again. They finally take out Darby, doing a double team on Darby. They take him out of play after he takes out Swerve with a big dive. They take him out, and Nick Wayne is left alone. They hit him with a couple of big moves, but he keeps kicking out. AR Fox hits this wicked spinning fisherman suplex where Nick Wayne lands on his head, but he's able to kick out of that. They bring him into the corner where AR Fox sets him up for the 450 splash, but Nick Wayne is able to move. He rolls up AR Fox. Darby Allin holds Swerve Strickland, and Nick Wayne is able to pin AR Fox 1, 2, 3, 9 minutes, 51 seconds. I thought this was a really fun match, but the finish, I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, Seriously. This goes against the whole Swerve and Fox story, the whole Nick Wayne story. What are we even doing here? And even, I guess, Swerve Strickland was just as confused as everybody else, but he was not happy. He starts laughing on the mic. He calls this very, very disappointing. And he says, when I refer to disappointing, I'm talking about you, Fox. He says that I can't count on you. I can't depend on you. I can't depend on you in front of 80,000 people in Wembley Stadium. So he says for Prince Nana to take care of his light work. And Prince Nana tells AR Fox that he is fired from the Mogul Embassy. Yes, less than a month after he joined the Mogul Embassy, he is fired. This brings in Brian Cage to lay out AR Fox with a big discus clothesline. He then hits the drill claw before Sting, Darby Allin, and Nick Wayne come out to make the save. Darby Allin gets on the mic, and he apparently forgives AR Fox for everything. What? He just forgives him for everything. And Nick Wayne apparently forgives him for almost murdering him. Darby, this whole segment was looking like the LVP of the whole night. I didn't know who I was going to give the LVP to. AR Fox for getting dumped. Swerve Strickland for all of his picks in Mogul Embassy affiliates being dubs. Trench. Fucking fake Brock, and now AR Fox. Shit. And then Darby for forgiving him, and Nick Wayne for standing there while Darby forgave them after this man murdered him. I didn't know who was gonna get the LVP until Swerve saved himself from avoiding that. But Swerve, after Darby asks Swerve who you got to replace Fox, this cues up everyone's favorite champion, the TNT champion Christian Cage, alongside Luchasaurus. And Christian comes out and says that he has aligned himself with Swerve Strickland and the Mogul Embassy for AEW All In. And he says that he wanted to be here tonight to introduce himself to Nick Wayne. He says, Nick Wayne, nice to meet you. I hear that you had a father, and that father was in fact dead. And I also heard that your father was some type of professional wrestler. Well, he must have not been a very good wrestler because I never heard of him. And then he says that I hope that that's a good thing for you because you don't have to live up to anything. But he says that I hope that you don't watch AEW All In because you will have to watch for the second time in your life somebody you love having a coffin closed on them. Oh my God!
Jesus Christ!
But be thankful because I like the idea of being a mentor for you when Darby is no longer around. So maybe Wayne will listen to him one day. So now it is official. AR Fox is out. Christian Cage is in. It is Darby Allin and Sting versus Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland in a coffin match at AEW All in London this Sunday. I never liked something. I really enjoyed the tag team matchup. I thought it was so much fun. But then the finish, I was just like, what? No, that's the wrong finish. Then the post-match with AR Fox being fired, I was just confused. I was like, then why do we do this? He's right back where he was before. You elevated him, and then you put him right back where he was. What? And then you had the opportunity to make it an 8-man tag at the very least. Make it an 8-man tag. You do Swerve and Brian Cage versus Christian and Christian. Swerve, Brian Cage, Christian, Luchasaurus versus Sting, Darby, Nick Wayne, and AR Fox. At least get him on the card. At least don't let him like lose. You made him lose where he was at in his elevation Don't let him also lose the chance of performing in front of 80,000. He lost everything in this one segment. My Lord. But then Christian came out and saved the day with that promo, because Christian meeting somebody with a dead dad is what fans always want. Christian, you have never let us down. You have always dependable. Jimmy, what did you think about all of this?
Thank God this crowd was solid, unlike last week's. Because when Christian said, I heard you have a father, everybody had my response like, ooh, like, let's go. And then Christian did not let me down. Go ahead, man. He went in, as he always does. Nick Wayne, like he might cry. I'll tell you. I'm actually going to give Tony.
He really looked like he needed Sting to whisper to him. You saw how Sting whispered to him? Like, it's okay.
It's just wrestling. Stop being a fruit. I want to give Tony Khan the benefit of the doubt. That doesn't mean he gives my forgiveness. That's never happening. But I'm going to assume AR Fox has some issues still with making it to Wembley. It's the only thing that makes even a little bit of sense. Even with that aside, I cannot forgive this booking. I don't care if he's got a warrant in England. There is absolutely zero fucking reason for you to turn AR Fox back. It's so short-sighted. It's Vince McMahon. Yes, it's very Vinnie Mac. But Vince is more of a let things go on way too long. This is what are we doing? Why are we stopping now? What the fuck? AR Fox did nothing but, first of all, let's just get into the actual logistics of it, which is Swerve and Fox murdered Nick Wayne. Like, I don't know who that is in the ring, but we watched them murder him. And now, not only does Darby forgive him, fucking Nick Wayne has to stand there and watch him be forgiven. Wait a minute, it's not yours to forgive. You were not almost murdered. It's mine to forgive, and I fucking don't. What the fuck are we on about? This is atrocious. This was shocking. I thought I couldn't care any less about all this stuff, but I do. Let me say something. Swerve deserves so much better. I thought Swerve had finally reached a level where he was going to, how do I say this, be elevated to permanent residency outside the nigger hole. And instead, AR Fox is back in. You're in. And Swerve is now on the cusp of being back in too. I am so sad. What are we doing? Why? Oh, what a shame. Oh, well. It was fun while it lasted. The 2 months of main event Swerve.
Yep.
Oh, well.
I don't know what to say. Man, it was going so well. They had the second best build going into the pay-per-view until this segment. I honestly felt like that. Like that whole Nick Wayne angle was one of the best things I saw on TV. And then they ruined it.
I forgive you. It's wild.
Forgive you. He didn't do anything to you. You sat next to the person he did something to.
Made him open his phone and call Darby. You probably should call the cops, not Darby, but
exactly.
What the fuck? What are we doing? Oh, well.
Yeah, that was nasty. Trey Jones mentioned that top rope German that Fox did to Wayne during the matchup. Yeah, I thought the matchup was really good. And then that finish was just like, wait, what? Like, it seemed like the obvious conclusion when it was Nick Wayne alone with Fox and Swerve was they put him away. They finish him off. They get the win, and then Sting comes out and makes the save. Pretty simple how you do that. If you wanted to get to Christian, there was a way to get to Christian without firing and losing this match. Firing AR Fox and losing this match.
By the way, our beloved babyface AR Fox came in with fucking Nick Wayne's bloody jersey.
Exactly. Beloved and babyface. You got beloved babyface Chris Jericho, who decided to reject his friends and align with the biggest scumbag on this show. And then you got babyface AR Fox, who wear an 18-year-old guy's blood on his shirt. And now he's expected to be forgiven.
Right?
What?
Fucking, this is your guy. Book of the year.
He says this was absolutely dumb. We got Trey Jones who says TK will pay for his crime. One Mike Nation said, I hated this until Swerve and Christian got on the mic, and I'm like, worth it. Yes, I was after Christian. I was like, okay, it's worth it. Just
you guys have some weird math issues. I do not know. I can't do it.
Just for Christian.
No,
Christian's like my favorite. He's one of my favorite people on TV.
You shouldn't have to go through pain to get pleasure. That's not how that works.
I've always been accustomed to that.
I shouldn't have to be fucking plowed up the ass to get to fuck Holly Berry. Hard part. No. I'm gonna pass on both.
I thought you said Halle Berry has to fuck you to use fuck her.
That's what Dynamite is. I said watching Dynamite is the equivalent to that. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Roxy says this match was really good. The ending was shocking though, and Nana is hilarious. Nana's always great. Always great. I love Nana. He retweets anytime I mention Nana on the Trio. He X account. He retweets it. So thank you, Nana. Love your support.
X account. Oh, Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
Some kind of fucking got Pornhub over there. Did you get Willow? I'm down.
This guy here, this pervert. He just messages us randomly on a Sunday the awful things I would do to Willow Nightingale.
I was watching Collision. I have all these thoughts in my head that I don't want to say out loud on the train.
Say it to my dear friends. Savette says AR Fox got the MVP, the LVP. Yeah. We got Big Man Dogs who says they could have just had Swerve say he's replacing AR Fox with Christian instead of straight up kicking him out. Yeah,
that'd been perfect.
Could have done that.
You said you're out.
You're out. He's in.
I can't trust you. You're out.
Yeah, I can't trust you. You're out. Now you're on probation from Mogul Embassy. Something like that. I would have said that. But you can't win a 18. You can't beat a child. I did
Fox
like
leaving.
That.
Maybe Fox is leaving. Maybe his contract's up. He decided to bounce.
Or maybe he's just an ROH guy. I don't know.
Oh my god, I can't imagine getting this close to the promised land and having it ripped out from under me.
Because you got to focus on Ring of Honor. We got Big Man Dogs. It says Nick Wayne is the LVP this week. Man got completely trashed by both Darby and Christian.
He did. Let's recap Nick Wayne. He loses his debut match. He gets a damn near murdered by fucking Swerve and Fox. Darby, his friend, forgives the murderers, and then Christian shits on him and his family.
Shits on his dead father, whose only picture of him got broken during that murder.
Oh my god, that's wild. Not only shits on the fact that he's dead, he's not a very good wrestler either. Fuck him.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Roxy saying Christian is crazy. We got Chase who says our TNT champion is doing the Lord's work. We
talked about fucking LA Knight saving his blunder. I mean, Christian saved this blunder. He started stumbling over his words. He goes, "Shut up! I'm trying to work."
It's like, will you shut up? I'm trying to talk. I was like, that was a great save. Great save.
Amazing.
Great save.
Man.
We got Aces says Christian is a menace. We got T5 the Great saying Christian talking hella reckless. 100%. Trey Jones saying hashtag justice for AR Fox.
Facts.
T5 the Great saying I think this is a swerve. Louis saying sleeper agent AR Fox.
God, if this is a swerve, this is Vince Russo levels bad. I don't care what anybody says. It's horrendous. A way to make Darby like an even bigger fucking idiot.
I could see that. RPGs are saying why weren't visa issues just the story of why AR was replaced. Visa issue wasn't the story for Rey Fenix. They just did an injury angle. This was the angle for AR Fox. It's just that probably one was reported before Dynamite. Maybe this is not reported if it is a visa issue, which I wouldn't be surprised because AR Fox is from the hood. Hood people usually have visa issues.
They should have made a story. Like fucking London is not letting AR Fox to the country. We just watch you murder somebody on TV.
Yes. Use the story. Use the story to your advantage. Absolutely. Just watch you murder somebody. No, we're not allowing you in the country.
I'm sorry.
You're a part of the Mogul Embassy? No. We're only allowing a certain number of y'all in the country.
Absolutely.
Savette saying Christian saved the day. Indeed, he did here. And Trey Jones letting you know Halle Berry is single.
She is. I saw. She's got to pay child support. to her former or whatever. $8,000 a month, and he gets alimony. Anything over $2 million, he gets, I think, 4% of it. I love Holly Berry, but sir, you're doing the Lord's work. Absolutely. This is male reparations. You're doing the Lord's work, sir.
Apparently so. Next, we got another sit-down interview with Renee Paquette, this time with the participants in the AEW World Tag Team Championship match at AEW All In London this Sunday. The Young Bucks think FTR need to win this match more than them, while FTR talk about this is about legacy, like they said before. The Bucks cut them off and say they're the reason FTR is here in the first place, that they had a place to go. And he says that when it's all said and done, he says one day maybe the Bucks will get their flowers, and he says that when it's all said and done and they hang up their Jordans, they will be considered the greatest tag team of this generation, while FTR will just be known as the team that they named on their YouTube show. Dax Hardwood responds and says that, they call you guys the foundation. Well, we're gonna crack your foundation coming this Sunday. I thought this was just fine, but it felt kind of lazy. It felt like it didn't feel like they stuck the landing on this build-up.
This was ass. This stunk. Holy shit. I don't know if everybody felt kind of down, except me mad. Everybody felt kind of. Cash has his reasons feeling down. Fucking life is up in the air. But
I think it might be because they did promote this as a face-to-face, and then it was a sit-down interview with Renee. So maybe they thought it was going to be in front of the fans, and then it got switched on them.
It got switched. I mean, to be fair, I assume they were running low on time because they did cut Jungle Boy's thing too. Yeah. This just felt so lazy. It felt like we're gonna play to losers on the internet, talking about the fucking Be the Elite show, and like, who gives a fuck? It's supposed to feel like, I don't know. I can't think of a comparison because I don't really like the Matt Jackson that much. Like the tag team equivalent of like Austin Rock, and just doesn't. It just feels like four guys there. It just happened to fight.
I would have liked more of the questions to be about their previous matches, because we really haven't, we had the one vignette or promo that I think FTR did that aired on Collision instead of what was supposed to be their promo. We were supposed to hear from FTR and Collision. We never got that. We just got a video package. But in that video package, they talked about the two previous matches, and throughout the buildup, we really haven't heard about the two previous matches. So I would have liked Renee to be like, why do you guys think you won the first match to the Young Bucks? And it was like, oh, we think that is because, it was a love letter to tag team wrestling, and we are considered one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And then FTR can say, no, y'all won because we went against our whole mantra. It was because Cash decided to flip. We're about this, and he decided to flip. And then you can ask FTR, why do you think you won the second matchup? Well, we were on the biggest stretch of our career. We had just beat the Briscoes for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships a couple of days prior, and we were just at the top of their game, and they couldn't do, and we hit their move on them, and they couldn't handle us, and it was actually in front of the fans, and we used the fans as motivation, unlike the first match that was in front of Daly's place. And the Young Bucks can just come back and say, oh, well, that was a fluke. That was a fluke. We reach out. It's 1-1. Now we get to really prove who the better tag team is at All In. See, that promo that I just did in 5 seconds was a lot better and a lot more effort and thought than what we got on the show.
Young Bucks saying there's more pressure on FTR. I've always hated that as an idea. Why would you care? Why would you care who's trying to win the match? What do you give a fuck about who's? It's a fucking Jericho line. I'm not saying he actually did it, but it's very Chris Jericho-esque. I think he used him with Betty Kingston.
I think there should be pressure on more teams, but I did understand the part from the Young Bucks of saying that the match should be more to the FTR's legacy than it is the Young Bucks. Because I mean, he did speak a fact when he said the Young Bucks legacy is already made because of AEW.
What does that have to do with anything? I don't understand this concept.
It's because FTR has been making this whole match about legacy. And they're saying it's about your legacy. It's not really about ours. Ours is already made.
It's not how that works. You don't get to add other shit to build your legacy. You don't get to say, well, I wasn't a very good wrestler, but I built this restaurant on 15th Street and people fucking love it. It isn't the same thing. So fucking being better than those guys. Right now, you're not better than those guys. You guys are 1-1. Fucking weirdos. I'd be mean. They're not weirdos are strong, but you get the point. Fucking can we focus on the
very
match?
strong. Very
Can we focus on what we're doing here? Can we maintain kayfabe even a little bit? We built AEW. Congratulations. You have more money in your pocket. What the fuck does that do with anything? And that's why I let him get away with it. Why are we what? Oh, just pull the gun out and handle this shit. Jesus.
You wanted to pull a gun out now? What
Pull
are
the
we
gun
talking
out.
about?
Oh, don't pull it out. Just show it to him, Cash. Don't pull it out. Just show him. Shut the fuck up.
You noticed Cash sat in the corner and didn't say a damn word, right?
He absolutely fucking did. I will say this. I'm going to assume FTR wins the pay-per-view. I was 50-50 first. Then after the Cash thing, I was 90-10 Bucks going over. Now I'm closer to 50-50 again. But
I think if I'm Tony Khan, you better take these titles off FTR at this pay-per-view.
After you had us get shot on this whole fucking promo, absolutely fucking not. Keep my goddamn belt. I might never show up to London. Fuck that. You gotta come get it. Come get. I'm pulling Jeff Jarrett. Come get it. Come get the belt.
You want the belt? I want $10,000. How about that? We got RPG said yes, Jimmy. That's what I was saying. Just have a Swerve explain or got visa issues, so he needed a replacement instead of the turn. We also got here Annika says punks do this. What do you? That's not on them. That's not their choice.
I wonder if they don't want the issue with Cash and the fans chanting something stupid.
That probably did come into the thinking on everything because man, the fans could just go in like that on London too. Gad Wheeler, fear the revolver, fear the revolver. No flips, just blicks. No flips, just blicks. No flips, just blicks. Trey says, see now, if Cash pulled out the strap after what Buck said, I would understand.
Absolutely. We gave you guys jobs. Matt Jackson's so annoying. Fucking old fat face Matt.
You're so mad. I knew you were gonna be mad. At one point, Nation said I heard Jimmy call Matt Jackson a bunch of names, but weirdo is too far.
I think because it has connotations of other things, which Matt Jackson has not been accused of. Yeah, I mean, he's worthless. He's the least talented person in that foursome. One would agree, right? Right? You would agree.
I wouldn't.
Who's the least talented person, sir?
I think everybody's talented.
See, give me that answer. If that loser gave me the Twitter, fucking everybody's talented in their own way. No,
in their own way. So everyone's special in their own
Dax,
way.
Nick, or you can go Nick Stacks, Cash, Matt.
He finally great said, Cash said, I got the people watching me, gotta stay low. I'm too hot right now. He's got Ninja Mortis. He says, Glock guys out. There you go. There you have it, folks. We get the Outcast as well as Hikaru Shida talking about the 4-way at AEW All In, as well as the big tag team preview matchup coming up on Rampage. The main event of Rampage this Friday will be Hikaru Shida teaming up with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, to verse the Outcast, Tony Storm, and Saraya. I mean, not worthy of thoughts. It was like 30 seconds.
Stop wrestling, Britt. Just wait till the fuck pay-per-view. Have your fucking match, and then go get surgery or a break or something. Because what the fuck?
Okay, my all-in prediction this week. I'll share it with you. I'm sharing all my all-in predictions with you before anyone. You got Santana and Ortiz first. I'm sorry I spoiled that for you. I apologize. You know, it's a great responsibility being the only person who's always right.
I'm not gonna say anything. I won't say the fact that he said he wanted that to happen but didn't think it would happen. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna let him rock. Go ahead.
My next prediction is whoever wins the 4-way at All In, Thunder Rosa returns at All In.
Ooh. Who would that? Oh, yeah. She returns at All In?
At All In.
That means it's probably I think Sheeta retains in that case.
Yeah, I think you do, because then you could do 3 years in the making the next week, because it was All Out 2020 was Thunder Rosa's debut against Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's World Championship. You do Hikaru Shida versus Rosa at All Out.
I'm not mad at that. You want Thunder Rosa's return to be on that big of a fucking stage? You don't give her a warm-up match first? A couple warm-up matches?
She could be on Dynamite next week.
Jesus. Sure.
Okay. I'll give her a warm-up match. Sure, you can wrestle one of the Outcasts on Dynamite this week. Why not?
Oh,
Toni Storm. Whoop Toni Storm's ass. She was talking all that shit.
Toni Storm has been fantastic.
She has been. She's been great. That's why I kind of want her to win. Because that feels more like poetic justice of Toni winning it back, becoming the first ever 3-time AEW Women's World Champion, and then Thunder Rosa returns because it was 1 year ago at All Out that Toni Storm won the interim title.
That could be fun. No, man, it's a lot of good options here. There's one bad option. It's because she's hurt.
Britt's the only bad option here. So even Saraya, I think it's understandable because of where it's at, why they would put the title on her. But that's another reason why I would want Thunder Rosa to come out, return, and then beat her the next week at All Out.
That's hilarious. Jesus.
Never had that 1 week reign. 1 week reign. Why not?
It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to this pay-per-view. I will say that. Mostly.
I think that is rightful criticism to say they started the build-up too late. That's 100% correct. But in the past couple of weeks, they've really made this feel like a big show. Especially
it's
this
like studying for your test on fucking weekend. Maybe it'll work out. We'll see. I mean, the wrestlers gonna be fine. That's all you got to do with pay-per-view. So
they're like the ending of Road Trip when the guy has to study for the test and he comes back and he actually aces it.
What a reference.
Yes,
first time I've heard Road Trip since it was over.
Great film. Next up, we had the women's matchup. It was Ruby Soho going one-on-one with Sky Blue. Before when she was coming out to the ring, Ruby Soho had an inset promo where she basically said that she was targeting the TBS Championship. Now that Toni Storm and Saraya will walk out with the AEW Women's World Championship at All In, she's taking aim at Chris Statlander. This was the typical matchup we usually see from Ruby Soho and Sky Blue. I think they tried a little bit too many different stuff for Sky Blue at this stage of her development. In the end, it was Ruby Soho once again pulling out the victory over Sky Blue, hitting the no future kick into the Destination Unknown. This match went 7 minutes, 28 seconds. We had a commercial in between, so we only saw 4 minutes. Ruby Soho once again saying that she has her eyes on Chris Statlander and the TBS Championship.
Props to the crowd for not sitting down the whole night. I was impressed. This is fine. This is what it is. I think Sky Blue is getting rather popular due to her wardrobe, and they continue to put her on TV. To be fair, it is making her improve at a rapid rate. Though not quite as rapid as this match would have had you think. This was fine. This was we needed a women's match because Tony Khan is not a book woman, but he knows he needs to have him on the show, so he just throws him in at 9:20. This was fine.
This was even later this week. It was 9:30.
Fucking egregious. Which is weird because he's been a few weeks now in a row. There were 2 main events, and I think they was like in the first hour last week.
Yeah, they were
done. He said, "Fuck it."
He said, "Fuck that. Fuck all that. I'm over this." Next, we had Renee Paquette once again backstage. This time with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. A little bit more somber this week, where they ask him about their issues with MJF and Adam Cole's friendship, and Roderick Strong says he's done complaining, and he was just gonna simply say, at the end of the night on Sunday, you will all see the real MJF. And you will all see the real Adam Cole.
I'm so curious. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
it's great.
It feels like an Adam Cole turn. Great. It feels like a Colt. It's gotta be happening. It's gotta be
so great. It's so great that they have you into this matchup for 2 reasons. You're into the matchup to see who wins, and you're into the matchup to see who turns.
What am I gonna say? Isn't what's called with the Kingdom? What's her face?
Maria Kanellis, she has been starting to kind of separate herself from the Kingdom. So maybe Tony just wanted to use them for this story. So they started a whole separate story for Maria on ROH.
Fair enough.
We got a bunch of comments I wanted to highlight here. We got Safet who says the cameraman get the MVP.
Fucking creep.
We got Trey Jones that says shout out to Sky Blue. I wonder why.
Yes, clearly.
We got Will Chisholm who says we all know Saraya is gonna win. Tony is got to put the title who is saving the women's division. Yeah.
I hope that was sarcasm.
Annika says, see, Roddy is a snitch. Yo.
That's why he let you in on the plans, because you fucking talk too much. I know what I'm doing. Please shut the fuck up and go away.
Please shut the fuck up and stop getting involved. Stop getting involved. You're ruining everything. We see a highlight of the video package that played on Collision of House of Black getting rid of Billy Gunn's boots. And then we have a rather serious Anthony Bowens and Max Caster no rap. The Acclaim come down to the ring and call out the House of Black, who come out. They surround the ring and the fight is on. The numbers game get the better of Bowens and Caster. They're laying them out. Brody King is about to load up the chain for a big punch to Anthony Bowen, to Max Caster again, when Daddy Ass is home. Yes, Billy Gunn returns. He comes out and the House of Black bail, but Billy Gunn gets on the mic and he talks about how the House of Black has taken everything from him, that he decided that he was going to walk away from a career that he has been building for the last 32 years, but the House of Black just couldn't let him be. They had to keep getting involved with the Acclaim. They had to take his boots and then they had to actually destroy it. Well, this Sunday, AEW All in London, he is back. He will team with Bowens and Caster to face the House of Black in a trio and an AEW World Trios Championship matchup. And he says, Daddy Ass, the happy-go-lucky Daddy Ass won't be there. Instead, he is promising the real badass is coming. Badass Billy Gunn will team with Anthony Bowens and Max Caster of the Acclaim to verse the House of Black for the AEW World Trios Championship this Sunday. AEW All in London. What did you think about Daddy Ass return here?
Fucking yawn to all of this. If the Acclaim beat the House of Black, I would say I'd quit watching Collision too, but I think that still qualifies as Dynamite shit. What the fuck are we even doing? I would be so over it. Way to bury a great gimmick. They claim they're done. They're done as a top level unit. You didn't want them to be. They were. You took the belts off them, so you were done with them. Fair enough. Not mad at it. Matter of fact, I'd say I agree with the decision. But you then can't bury the House of Black by having the Acclaimed beat them. Like, what the fuck? It hasn't even happened yet, and I'm already annoyed. I need Malachi to leave. Just get out of here. Just run as fast as you can. Put your bag back. Get the fuck out of here. You can't even go anywhere because Vince was over there. Fuck it. All right, stay put. Ride it out. Vince got to die sometime. Jesus.
It's like Vince will eventually die. Don't worry. Paul's going to be here. He's going to be back, guys. EBB, shouts out to EBB. He says he drove down to London this morning. I'm a half-hour walk away from Wembley. Sunday's going to be insane. My first wrestling show. Really? Congratulations, EBB. Your first wrestling show, and you're going to one of the most historic wrestling shows of all time. So, more power to you.
Enjoy it. I suppose it's only downhill from here, but enjoy the up. This up should be fun. It should be fun.
Should be a fun ride.
Yeah. It's like you're on mushrooms. Eventually it's just the crash is coming. It's going to be awful, but the high is fun. Enjoy that.
High's a good time. We got Annika who says, please do not let Acclaim beat the House of Black. It's coming. It's coming. Like,
You think
at
it
this
is?
point, yeah. I mean, this is the third time they versed them. Like, if you're not gonna put the titles on them, why do they verse them 3 times?
I was asking for a little bit of hope, but you gave me none.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I didn't think this should be the story to begin with. But I kind of had a feeling when Billy Gunn put his boots in the middle of the ring. I was like, oh, this is setting up the Billy Gunn return, and then they return, and then him and Acclaim win these titles from House of Black. At least they gave House of Black a good reign before they got to this, because they are the longest reigning AEW Trio champions by a country mile at this point.
I guess that's something. And then they lost to the Acclaimed. At least the Elite lost to the House of Black. Who's going to lose to the Acclaimed?
At least the Elite lost to the House of Black. The Death Triangle lost to the Elite. And now you got the House of Black losing to the Acclaimed.
Oh, ain't this a bitch?
Savette says Billy Gunn shall let Triple H know if he is allowed to use the badass name. I mean, if Tony Khan really want to put his dick on the table, buy Ass Man for one night only. I need to hear I'm an ass man. Yeah,
it is a great theme song.
Yes,
I was gonna ask.
I love to shove them. I love to stick them. I love to love them. I love to watch them. I love to...
The Harvey Weinstein theme song. Jesus. This is fucking creepy. What the fuck? As a kid, I thought it was brilliant.
And I'm gonna kick them. Yes, I'm an ass man.
Did we find out? Did we find out what they whispered into Billy Gunn's ear?
No, we have not. We still need to find out. Hopefully, it's a better payoff than Nakamura saying, "I know about your back."
I love that.
I know. I love the vignette he did. I don't love the fact that Seth reacted to "I know about." Dude, you said it on a podcast. How did you not expect him to know about?
True.
Like that explained what Shinsuke said. That didn't explain Seth's reaction to what Shinsuke said.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like either Seth's an idiot or he just thinks every other wrestler in the locker room's an idiot. This motherfucker knows my back.
He said this motherfucker listens to Logan Paul. Oh shit!
So he didn't understand English. What is this?
Oh my god! Yo, Louis, this brought me. I know about your ass.
Oh my god, that's horrendous. Shot ass. I explained Seth's reaction.
And then he was like, all right, I gotta call it a career. He knows about my ass. Yo, that might be the best. That might be the best. That should definitely be the answer. I know about your ass.
That'd be fucking perfect. Yeah, that was great. He sounded like an anime villain.
Yo, that was the best presentation of Nakamura in WWE.
Yeah, I know about your back.
Ninja, I like the final line of "Watch your back." We got Ninja Mortis who says unless Billy turns on the Acclaim for some dumb reason. I did get that feeling because of how House of Black just left the ring when he came out.
That would be the best case scenario is House of Black squashes them, and then the next best case scenario would be they win a close match. But then the third best scenario would be Billy Gunn turns. I'm sorry, it's better than the Acclaim winning. It just is. Sorry.
We got ABV says the Acclaim is 100% winning. Billy Gunn is basically the Undertaker in AEW.
It is.
No,
tallest
that's
motherfucker
Sting.
there.
That's Sting. Sting is the Undertaker. He's undefeated. Speaking of Sting, he will be in action on this Saturday's AEW Collision, as he'll be in the All-In All-Star 8-man tag team matchup. Sting teaming up with Darby Allin, CM Punk, and a mystery partner to face Switchblade Jay White, Swerve Strickland, Luchasaurus, and Brian Cage, with Samoa Joe on commentary. AEW Collision Fyter Fest, the main event. What do you think?
It's such a weird match. It's such a throwaway house show ass main event. Like, I am very confused by this. Whatever. Sure. I'm sure it'll be good.
It looks like the main event of every single episode of Monday Night Raw since June with the Judgment Day. They do those all-star house show multi-man matches.
That's fucking it's a 6-man match. It's a tag team match. It's Dom and fucking whoever the fuck. I
saw that stat this week that they've main evented every single episode of Raw in some form since June.
I did. I was very saddened and impressed by that fact at the same time. It was weird. Because I like Judgment Day, and I think they should be the focus of the program, but that's a bit much. Most because it's tag team matches against the same guys. That's what bothers me. But yeah, can we agree that Rhea Ripley's the star of Monday Night Raw? Can we agree on that?
Oh yeah,
she's the focal point. It's the first time this ever happened in the history of wrestling. I'm not complaining. I agree with the move.
Yeah, you have a female being the leader of a male group. Yeah, definitely first time.
And she's great. I don't care about the squash matches. All you losers who think Indy Hartwell and what's the other one? Candace should have competitive matches with Rhea Ripley out of your fucking minds. Her title reign is stunk. It's been amazing.
I wouldn't say it's been amazing. I think that's.
Are you leaning towards good or bad? I'll ask you then. Good or bad?
Oh, good, but not amazing.
Fair enough. Gunther versus Gable should not have main evented. As crazy as that match was, you ended with a count out.
Yeah, count out. Even though that was probably the best non-finish WWE has booked in a few years.
Yes. Hot take. Ready? Gunther should get himself DQ'd at the pay-per-view. He should get himself DQ'd, and then Gable should beat him for the belt sometime after he wins the streak.
Yeah, after he breaks the record. Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Desperate Gunther fucking being scared of Chad Gable was fantastic. I'm here for it. I just can't beat this little cocksucker. I don't know what's going on.
It was like this little cocksucker just keeps getting better at me. I don't know what's going on, guys. But yeah, I would be 100% with it because Gable is he's so good. He's so good. Dude. I love it.
Man, I didn't even know. Somebody told me he's 37 years old. Holy shit, he's in fantastic shape. Because he moves really fast, even considering his size.
He's a blur. He's a blur out there. But finally, we had the main event of the show. Yeah, I know. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. Like main event of the show. We had Roxy already saying Indy sucks.
Jesus, she's adorable though. That counts for something.
Oh my god, EBV saying Gable's deadlift suplexes are a thing of beauty. That German he did to Gunther at the end into the commentary area. I mean, into the timekeeper area was great. But yeah,
actually fucked.
Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships up for grabs. Aussie Open defending against Matt and Jeff the Hardys. This match, it was abrupt. It was very abrupt. It was 8 minutes. It went on air at like 9:51. So it goes 8 minutes and 1 second. Aussie Open picking up the victory, not even with Coriolis. They just hit some flurry of offense, the Aussie Arrow, and got the win. That was it. Like their secondary signature double team move got the win for them. After the match, they got on the mic. They say that they rule the world and that they're going to beat Better Than You, Baby, at All In this coming Sunday. And this brings out Better Than You, Baby, MJF, and Adam Cole to stare down with the champs. Aussie Open decided to attack the challengers, but MJF and Adam Cole are able to fight back. Aussie Open even tries to go for the doubles clothesline, but MJF and Adam Cole are able to fight back. They go for the double clothesline, but Mark Davis is able to escape. So MJF looks for the kangaroo kick on Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher is able to fight out of that. MJF actually makes the save for Adam Cole when he's about to get attacked from behind, and then Cole tells MJF to hold up Fletcher. Cole goes for his super kick, but Fletcher moves, but MJF catches the boot, so he doesn't super kick him. And then MJF puts his boot down. He gets into Adam Cole's face. They have a big stare down. MJF picks up the Triple B, raises it in the air. He then bumps Adam Cole and walks away from him. With Adam Cole's back turned, MJF reaches in his pocket, gets the Dynamite Diamond ring, puts it on his finger. He's thinking about punching him, but then he calms down. He puts the ring in his pocket, turns around, and he hugs his best friend, Adam Cole. MJF then goes to the second rope and celebrates. And all the while, Adam Cole is just staring the hole in the back of the head of MJF, basically saying what I said earlier. You saw the whole thought process of, is this Sunday the time to finally turn? But we end with Better Than You, baby, on the same page as we head into AEW All in London this Sunday, August 27th. What did you think about this go home segment? The matchup, I don't know if that was definitely not the right choice of matchup for the main event. But the post match was definitely the way you go home for All In.
That match is shockingly I can't even call it the worst Dynamite. It's not the worst Dynamite main event. Not even close. It might not be top 3. But it is worthless. Anyway, who got pinned? Matt or Jeff? Was it Matt?
Jeff. It was Jeff. I was surprised by that too.
Can we move on from the Hardy Boys? Are we willing to accept that they're done? What did man say? What did the Priest say? You're done. You're washed. It's over. Why can't we just acknowledge that it's over? Why do we hold on to our childhood? You're not going to be 13 years old anymore. Let it go. Anyway, sorry. Matt's never been great anyway. He's been fine. That's not true. He was good at one point. I like this cruiserweight title reign.
Yeah, V1 was great.
I must admit, if I wasn't going to give MJF the MVP, I will get MVP for his facial expression when he caught Adam Cole's foot. Holy shit. I've never seen somebody look that angry without scowling. Just like he's about to awaken the demon. I'm here for it. And this is fun. This was really good. It's kind of a reverse of the last thing we saw between the two of them. Either way, a solid build up for the pay-per-view, which already, I think most of us are already sold on as far as Cole and Jeff is concerned, right? I mean,
so if you don't have this match main event, what match would have you had main event this show?
Moxley and Phoenix probably. That seems like an easy pick. Yeah. I was gonna say the tag team match, but with the AR Fox nonsense, you can't. Yeah.
I think you kind of have to do that injury angle early on in the show to announce the change to the match, though. Don't you think?
Change to the Rey Fenix match?
So the Stadium Stampede.
Oh, who cares? Who's buying a pay-per-view for that match? No offense. Who's buying a pay-per-view for that match? Nobody. Nobody is. Sorry, you just aren't.
BBB says, I actually didn't watch the show. That reaction to the main event tells me a lot. Yes. I was so confused. When I realized when I saw the women's match was up and I was like, wait, there's only one other match left and there's only like 20 minutes left in the show. I was like, they're really main eventing with Aussie Open and Hardys? So...
All right. Like, okay, there's Camarado and Goldust, right? And then there's what was the ROH women's title match that headlined Dynamite?
Peralta and Mercedes Martinez.
There's that one. And there's another one I can't remember. I want to say it's when Darby and Cody.
Well, recently we had Sheeta and Anna Jay.
You know, but she is the women's champion.
I agree with you. This is not a top 3. This is not a top 3. This was puzzling when you first realized this is the main event. But then when you see the post match, you're like, oh, okay, I understand.
I get why, but like
I get why now. With all those other ones you just named, it was just like, why was that the main event?
Why was that here? Oh, Jesus. Hire a booker, please. I don't ask for much.
Because it's not even like those were bad matches. There wasn't even bad matches. They were good matches, but it would have been better at not the main event.
What happened to Don Callis' booking? We were really enjoying it. I was really enjoying it for a while with Don Callis' booking. What happened? Gave up.
No, he said he's like I'm gonna take off for a while. No, I'm just gonna focus on this Jericho feud. I gotta save this Jericho feud in the final week. He probably wrote both promos, and then he's like I'm going to do that brawl at the beginning. He's doing certain points. He's only doing Kenny and Jericho's storylines now.
Fair enough. Hire Booker, please. I don't ask so much. Please.
We're actually saying this was great. We got Annika says, not yet. Edge is coming over, and him and Christian got to do one more match.
That's my only reason I don't want Edge to come, because I know they're going to try to give me another Edge Christian Hardy's match. Please don't.
Absolutely. But I did say it on here, so I'll say it again. I did hear I heard like 6 months ago that Edge has a pact with FTR to do Edge and Christian versus FTR. I heard this 6 months ago, and I was like, I'll keep it close to the vest. But then when these reports started coming out, I was like, okay, now I can say something about it.
Oh my! First of all, I've never wanted to see a promo more than that. I think Christian talking about Dax's daughter could be amazing.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. It's like, you're not a good father. You need to be a father of the year like me.
Like me. Edge can still go, given the right opponent, and FTR can go with anybody, so that could work. I'm here for it.
I'd be down for Edge and Christian versus the FTR versus the Bucks versus Lucha Bros. I think Lucha Bros could get
time out.
I'd be down.
I'm gonna give you the Bucks because you're a psychopath, but I'm cutting it off there. I'm cutting it off after 200 bucks.
Why not the Lucha Bros?
Edge should be having singles matches. He didn't debunk it. He just said that
exactly. Like no, Safet. Don't get gas. Like I saw that whole video and I was just like, oh, so there's gonna be fans out there that actually believe this from the guy who the weekend he returned after 9 years away. Literally was like, I'm never going to wrestle again. I don't know why there's reports out saying I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble. I'm never going to wrestle again. This man does this every time there's reports about him. He has to go out and say, no, it's not true. But it's just like, dude, you've done this too many times. Like, no, this is not you debunking it. It's you trying to work us into thinking it's not going to happen.
Even if I take his promo, whatever you want to call that, his video at face value, he just said that he has an offer that'll be in his mailbox. Okay, great. Yeah, okay. That doesn't stop you from doing anything. Your original contract is done. Let's move on.
We got EBB says Edge and Christian as turtleneck heels dissing about dead dads. Money, not gonna lie. I agree with
Yeah, I want to see Edge and MJF and Edge and Punk and Edge and who else?
And it's also the thing that Edge is the only one out of those TLC 3 that never had a run outside of WWE.
Oh,
Christian got his run in TNA. He's got his run now. Matt and Jeff got their runs in TNA, got their run now. Devon and Bubba Ray got their run in TNA. They're apparently coming back for TNA's 1000 episode coming out. So everybody from that, and even the guys that were above him in that era. Austin was in WCW. Triple H, WCW. Undertaker, WCW. Like every single person in that era, except for him, never had a mainline run that people remember in another major company.
That's actually a fair point. He's got to come. Kenny's another one. I would say Kenny, MJF, Punk, one more to make it 6 with the tag team matches. Dragon.
Yeah. He never went 1-on-1. Yeah. He was in the last WrestleMania match with Dragon too.
So those 4 singles matches and then those 2 tag team matches you mentioned earlier. That's 6 pay-per-views. That's a year, and then move on with your life, sir.
Yeah. We got Sean that says, "Come on, PW Torch aren't reliable at all." I'm not going by what PW Torch is saying, Sean. I'm saying what I heard 6 months ago comes from a very reliable source that would know what FTR and Edge had discussed at that time. So I'm not going by what PW Torch said. Notice I didn't even mention the PW Torch report. This was rumors going on about it before PW Torch had anything to say about it. So I don't even know why you mentioned it.
What happened to Wade Keller? I used to like Wade Keller, but I'm not even talking about his journalism, which is what this is. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get us in trouble.
Yeah. Let's put our thumbs in the middle for the August 23rd, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest 2023. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board out of 10. What did you give the show, Jimmy?
8.
8 out of 10 for you. Of course, you guys in the chat, let us know what you thought. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Out of 10, what did you give the show? What did you give Match of the Night? Who do you think the Match of the Night award should be named after? And MVP, LVP as well. For me, out of 10, I'm going to give this show a 9 out of 10. I thought it was one of their very best go-home shows they've ever done.
Had a women's match that had 4 minutes on either 2 minutes rather on either side of a commercial.
Yes.
You had AR Fox, and I can stop right there. We're already at 8.
Yes.
If everything else was perfect, it's still
I don't drop for full points for the women anymore. I drop half a point.
It's like, all right. Listen, sometimes the women are given a prominent position. Sometimes they're not. This was one of the egregious times where they were not.
I've like given up. I've given up even penalizing them for the women now. Like, it's just like, I'm not even going to give you credit for the women when you start booking them right. You got to do it for like 3 months before I start giving you. We got Safet, who gives it a thumbs up. Ace gives it a thumbs up. Roxy says 8.5 out of 10. Ace says 7 out of 10. What did you give? Who did you give the Maxwell Jacob Freeman Most Valuable Player award to?
I think I'm going to give it to Maxwell. Shay, pipe down, bro. All right, co-MVPs to MJF, Will Ospreay.
For podcast listeners, that would be great. That would be great. Where they'd be like, did Will just stop him?
I can't. Fucking soccer hooligan Will Ospreay is definitely gotta get co-MVP here. What the fuck? Holy shit, that was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually give it full on. At the MJF MVP, I'm gonna give it to Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, even though the honorable mention to MJF, to Renee Paquette,
Christian
Cage, yeah. But Will Ospreay, that's the person whose promo I felt elevated him the most on the show. So
certainly,
yeah. Who gets the Antoine Khan Least Valuable Player award for this show?
I don't usually do codes, but I'm doing code again. We're going with Antoine Khan, obviously, for his booking of his co-MVP, AR Fox. What the fuck? Co-LVP, pardon me. That is egregious. Oh, and Nick Wayne.
I'm going co-LVP for AR Fox and Nick Wayne.
That was fucking hysterical.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. We got Roxy, who says MVP, MJF, and Cole. She goes LVP, AR Fox. We got Annika, who says 8.5. That AR Fox thing, man, brought the rating down. We got Chris, who says thumbs up, 9 out of 10. LVP, Sky Blue. MVP, Ruby Soho. Match of the night.
What?
Opening match. I was like, I'm confused by that too. So I guess the match of the night, I'm going to make an executive decision because we only have 2 names that's been brought up here. We have Chris, who said Orange Cassidy, and then Roxy, who says Mox.
What?
Me, at least last year.
Mox?
I'm going to make an executive decision, and we're going to call it the Bryan Danielson Match of the Night Award.
Agreed.
Or we could kill 2 birds, 1 stone, and show some love to 2 people. We could say the Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega Match of the Night Award.
Ugh.
So we need a match to represent the Match of the Night. So Grand Slam, Omega, and Danielson.
You don't want to go with Hangman and Dragon? You don't go with Hangman and Dragon too? You want to go with a dozen or so Dragon matches? What's the matter with you? Dragon.
You gotta give it to another guy that has a bunch of Match of the Night awards.
Fine. Dragon versus Omega works.
Why are you hating on everyone elite now?
Like Kenny Omega.
It's spreading.
Kenny Omega is great. Nick Jackson is very good. It's just the other one.
He says LVP, Nick Wayne, and AR Fox. We got AVB who says, yeah, what was with kicking out AR Fox? LOL. I mean, I ain't complaining, to be fair. I get to see Christian instead, but kicking AR Fox out the group was so random.
It was so dumb. It's all-time bad.
And the Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega Match of the Night. What was your Match of the Night, Jimmy?
Mox and Rey Fenix. Even with that shitty finish.
I agree. That's unanimous on that one. Mox and Rey Fenix by far. But yes, that is all for this week's AEWramble. Jimmy, let the people know where they could follow you on social media and what you got going on your channel, sir. And when they'll see you again.
Never. At Jimmy Macram on YouTube, on Twitter, where I yell about random things that bother me. I haven't even given wrestling opinions. I'm just shitting everybody else's wrestling opinion. Or their lack of giving one. Oh, so bothersome. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's fair. Well, Jimmy was supposed to tell you we couldn't find help. We couldn't find someone to fill in his hours here on AEWramble. So Jimmy Macram has agreed to 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. The go home show for All Out next week, and the post All Out show for Dynamite. So Tony Khan has 2 opportunities to impress Jimmy, and maybe we can get him to stick around.
Doubt that sincerely. For those of you young people watching, that's not how giving your 2 weeks notice actually works. They can't make you stay for not finding help. That's none of your concern. Get the fuck out of there. Get out of there. Let them trick you. Get out of there. Stop and find me. You got to send a picture first, and then maybe I'll let you up.
Whoa!
What?
You got Roxy accent. Is this real, Jimmy? You really?
Oh my god! I feel like I just fucking given up my dog. Like, what are you?
The people don't want you to go. They love you. You are loved. You are loved, sir.
That's sweet. I'm sure you were loved by girls you left too. Like, well, I gotta go. This bitch is out of her mind. It's just certain things you can't tolerate. You gotta leave. You start leaking, it's time to go.
Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TrueHillHeat. I'll be back here tomorrow, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time, for our AEW All in London.
Oh, that's
preview
a great shot.
with myself. It will be myself, Joe Hobart of Wrestle Purist, and the great Righteous Reg of Grapsity. We'll be previewing All in London tomorrow right here on the channel. Join us at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time. You got the True Hill Heat Flagship podcast on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Are you joining us for that, Jimmy?
For what?
For True Hill Heat this week? You've never been on True Hill Heat.
No. Other arrangements were made, so no. I only work a certain amount of hours, and I work at more hours.
You need your therapy.
Trey Jones said, I'm just street booted to Jimmy. That is wild.
Street booty.
And in fairness,
oh my God. Is this history being made? Oh my God.
I will say this, though.
Oh God.
I just wanted to respond to Trey. I've found myself in more trouble with girlfriends than with street booty. Like, every real problem I've had with the plumbing has come from girlfriends more than the street booty. I think because
the words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
What? I think you're more careful with street booty in general. So, like, you wrap it up.
Me?
Make sure anybody.
Oh, okay.
You wrap it up. You know how to pull out. You're on top of your game. You know this is a situation I don't want. The girlfriend, you get lazy. Well, you know this. You walk around with 2 consequences of the actions. You get more lazy. This, that, and third. We can always fix it up. Unlike you, whatever. Well, Plan B makes my stomach hurt. Well, that's not my concern, ma'am. Could you just fucking take it, please? Pretty fucking.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
What? What?
Jimmy done nothing. The girl be like, "Oh, you gotta play. You gotta pay for that Plan B." She's like, "No, we're gonna get her abortion." And Jimmy responds,
serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
Abortion? Fucking I scare her the rest of the day. I go, she go.
Why you so crazy? Take it easy. Take it easy.
You just feed her a bunch of horse shit. It's fucking soda and ribs and all types of acid burning shit.
Wait, what?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm joking. Ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Be safe. Get it done by a professional. Don't use a hanger. It doesn't work.
Jimmy Macram.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Get it like bend it, then it's like
For Jimmy Macram, it is
swirl.
me. It is me.
Or blender. That
True
was
Phenom. SP3.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
This has been AEWramble episode 108. Now that's how you go home. Let's go home on this one. We'll see you next week.